This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Alyssa, as we bring you on here, you might have seen this. Apparently your Dodgers may have re-signed a future Hall of Fame left-hander. Looks like they got a physical scheduled for Kershaw later in the week. I don't think he can pitch for the first half, but I think Mr. Dodger will still be a Dodger and probably finish his career there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good news, and that's kind of what you hope with a guy like Kershaw, right? That he kind of just plays his career at one place and is content with that, is happy with that. Buster Posey, who I love as a former Seminole. Unfortunately, he went to the Giants, but he stayed with the Giants, whole career with the Giants. And Dan Marino, whole career with Miami, and we've talked about that before. So it's happy to see that. And Kershaw in any other jersey would just be weird. It's still weird to see. Cody Bellinger and Corey Seager in a different uniform, but I couldn't do it with Kershaw.
Well, it'll be really weird when we see KJ Jefferson in a UCF jersey next football season. But Devo Davis remains a Razorback. I don't know what the future will hold for a fifth year.
Does he change his number?
Or somewhere else? Yeah, that'd be a good question. That's right. You surprised that he came back, welcomed back? What did you think about this?
Yeah, not surprised that he came back. Again, we remember last year and how he just needed time away. That wasn't a departure from the team completely. It was time away. And so he came back. So I always thought there's that possibility because it happened last year. I think my thing, and again, this is speculation. I could be playing devil's advocate a little bit. But Musk talked yesterday on his radio show that he had a meeting with Devo, and it went really well, and then he practiced. But how did this all go down? And not that that's really any of our business. It's just speculation as we can talk. But, understanding that there's the player side of it, whether it be a mental health thing, a family thing, whatever it may be, to come back. I just hope that it doesn't, I say disrupt whatever is going on in the locker room already, though I think there's a lot of disruptive things in that locker room right now. Does it make it worse? Does it help? Does it make it better? How is this team with Devo? How is this team without Devo? It's good to see Devo back because of everything he's done with this Razorback team. However, what does it do with any kind of chemistry, whatever camaraderie inside that locker room that's there, that isn't there? And I think that's the biggest question.
Yeah, a little more transparency. I want to know. You kind of want to know what's going on there. I'm always pulling for him, as far as healthy spirit, healthy emotional, hope that he's physically fine and can play. If, let's say, he comes back, plays well, let's say Brazil comes back, plays well, there's 9 games left, Alyssa, do you see, am I just kind of wishful thinking that this team could go 5-4 in these last 9 games?
Yeah, a little bit. But it's all about what team shows up. And again, we have seen Arkansas teams that have fought, and then we have seen, honestly, too frequently this SEC season teams that get beat by 20 or more points. So I just don't know if this team has that. It's not like it's a couple games here or there that they're losing close. It's blowout losses. And I just don't know if they can quickly turn that around that fast, even with Devo and even with Trevin. But we know that Devo is a postseason guy and he turns things on, but I don't even know if there's a postseason that he's going to be able to play in outside of the SEC tournament to show that Devo that we've seen for the last 3 years. I would love for it to happen. However, I just don't see it happening.
Women's team getting Talia Scott back now, and the way she played the other night against Auburn, where she just went unconscious, and that's the first time in an SEC game where it really all came together with Talia there, with the team healthier than they've been really since non-conference, and they're still not fully healthy because Saylor's leg is still an issue, and Carly Keats hasn't played for a couple of days after getting an elbow to the nose. But just that Talia looked as she did the other night, and it didn't get in the way of winning a game. That gives me a feeling like the ball can kind of start going downhill a little bit. The thing is that the women's team has a schedule that includes Tennessee on the road on Monday, South Carolina at home, Carolina's looks unbeatable, and Ole Miss still, which are good basketball teams. So but at least they're healthy, and at least Talia looks good, because it feels like they might be
Right.
they might be at 100% for the first time in a while, maybe in about a week.
Which is exactly what you want when you have to go into this little bit of a gauntlet of a stretch here with the teams that you just listed. And you still have to go on the road and play Florida on Thursday. And that's why I think those 2 home games with Alabama and Auburn, they could not afford to lose that Auburn game. That Alabama loss hurt when you look at just what you have and winning at home and going on the road, but they had to win that game against Auburn, and they're down 9 at half. And we had Mike Neighbors in studio yesterday talking to him about Talia, and he's mentioned it before, but it's just timing. She just needed to see the ball go in the hoop a couple times, and then obviously she did what she did in the third quarter, where she put up 17 points of Arkansas's 31 points. And so as they get to this stretch of this schedule, that is going to be tough. That is going to test them. Having Talia, hopefully having Saylor as healthy as she can be, and getting Carly Keith back potentially is exactly what they need, because the team that played against Alabama, that struggled in that game and lost that game where Talia only scored 10 points, that team is not going to beat Tennessee on the road. They're not going to beat South Carolina. They're not going to beat a Ole Miss team, in my opinion. So this is exactly what you need your roster to look like, and knock on wood, no one else gets hurt as you get towards the rest of the regular season, because you're in February now. You need to be peaking at exactly the right time so you head into March. I mean, Mike has talked about that too, Phil, about how sometimes they felt like they peaked too early. Then they got to the tournament and things just kind of stalled out. And so can this team be exactly where they want them to be heading into the SEC tournament and hopefully an NCAA tournament bid?
Well, I mean, we got the big one coming up. There's a lot of different storylines, legacy game for Andy Reid and Mahomes, Shanahan being the Marv Levy as far as making it but not being able to win it. The All-Pros, the All-Worlds, the most talented roster in the 49ers versus the most talented quarterback in the Chiefs. Alyssa, how do you handicap this one? Who's going to be hosting the Lombardi Trophy when it's all said and done?
Well, I'm on the 49ers bandwagon with this one. Obviously, we've got the Dre Greenlaw, Brandon Allen tie, but they're just a fun team to watch, and I've enjoyed the games that I have watched when they're playing. And like you mentioned, I think they're more of a complete football team. The Chiefs have been able to get it done when they need to get it done, though, right? And that's what good teams do. It might not be pretty, it might not be sexy, but they win when they need to win. And that's exactly what they've done this postseason. But I really like the 49ers, and I hope that they're the ones who are victorious come the end of Sunday.
How does the Radler household take in the Super Bowl? Because when you get 2 people that live their lives within sports, I would think, you want to watch the game. Now, you're going to watch the other things that go along with it, but not maybe one of these giant parties where everybody's just too loud and you can't watch the game. So how do you watch it?
Yeah, I'm not a big watch party person for exactly that reason. I like to watch, so the big games that are, the Dolphins games or Florida State games or something like that. Like, I like to watch it, maybe have a couple people over, like my mom. But understand, I'm watching this game. I'm not here to socialize. I'm not here to be cute. However, it is Courtney Mims' birthday. So she is having a birthday party Super Bowl thing. So because of that, I'm making sacrifices to my usual rule.
Yeah, but Courtney's a sports person, too. She can write rules for this party. It's like, all right, everybody shut up when the game is on.
And she might, but she's also a Swiftie, and we all know how that's going to go. So she understands that's an entertainment thing, too, for her. So I bet it'll be a little bit of both with her birthday party and a Super Bowl party. So I'm making some concessions to go to Courtney's birthday.
You got to have two.
Super Bowl. Might only stay till halftime, though. I'll just use the kids as an excuse, go home, put the kids away, and then I'll watch it by myself.
The kid excuse, and that always works. But you got to have 2 screens, right? There'll probably be maybe 2 or 3 different rooms with the game on, so it's not everybody's not just all in one room, and then that way you can kind of veer off and make sure you get to watch the game. Yeah.
Yeah, if no one can find me halfway through the first quarter, I'm probably upstairs.
Irish goodbye. Yeah.
The kid excuse always works. Matt,
works.
You got to get yourself
My
one sooner or
sisters, they
later.
could do. I mean, everywhere I got the kid. It's like, you can't argue with it.
It's a school night. It's a school night. Bedtime. 8:00. Gotta go.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.